Blessings, blessings, and grand risings, everyone. Welcome to Grace in the Middle of the Night. It's not even grace in the morning, it's grace in the middle of the night. Let's give YouTube a chance to turn our notifications out. If you were on my last live, I was working on, and I have been working on trying to stream from my equipment, and I'm still having issues with notifications going out, sounds, and all types of stuff. Now, with that being said, today we're going to be talking about a topic that I dread to talk about because it includes this person known as Mr. Jedidiah Brown. All right, Mr. Jedidiah Brown is allegedly a known activist on the south side of Chicago who finds himself in many different situations involving the black community. He is usually the person you'll see that is out there yelling from the top of his lungs, telling people that he's doing an investigation. So today I want to highlight who Jedidiah really is to remind the internet of who he really is, highlighting that he has been on YouTube allegedly investigating something else that is connected to the black community, which is TD McNutt. Now, I will say this. I have been keeping my eyes on the situation with TD McNutt, and I do know and I believe you guys know that this is not a first when it comes to this type of behavior within the black church. So that's the first thing that we're going to address, just a little bit of that, of this behavior happening in the black church and why is it happening in the black church. And I'm going to let these clips talk to that, and we're going to further the conversation by addressing, or can I say, sending a bullhorn out to content creators who are not aware who Jedidiah is, as well as I want to make the public aware of some claims that have taken place against this gentleman outside of the numerous things that I'm just going to tell on him about today. But let's get to the stem of this particular broadcast, and that is what is going on in the black church. Why do we have so much child abuse going on, as well as effeminate pastors? So let's watch this because this caught my eye. Memphis pastor, business owner, is the second man arrested in X crimes involving children. So let's just watch this real quick so we can get an idea that this is happening readily, rapidly, continuously, all over.
But
Blessings,
I
Belinda.
also felt how many other kids I seen.
Now, and when we listen to this, I want you to listen to this mother talk about her situation and how remarkably similar it's going to sound to the TD Nut situation. Nut, as well as it's going to sound remarkably similar to the situation that Jedidiah Brown was accused of doing. Okay, we're going to really bring everybody up to par so we don't make the mistakes that we have been making in society by supporting scammers, crooks, evildoers, pedos. Right now, everyone is very shocked because of all of the things that's coming out on Epstein file, because a lot of these people were people who we admired. So let's keep our eye on the prize. Let's watch this, and I want you guys to hear the similarities of her story to what's going on.
I felt like I failed my child, but I also felt.
Please hit the like button.
How many other kids I seen. So it's mixed feelings.
A Memphis mom says that she reached out for help with her teenage son. Instead, she says he came face to face with two men who took advantage of him. One of the men, DeMarcus Smith, has been federally convicted and sentenced. The other one, Martinez Tyler, now in the custody for state charges. Fox 13's investigative reporter Kayla Solomon joins us live tonight. Kayla, this is a story that's really been months in the making.
Yeah, Darcy, I sat down with that mother last summer just as we were waiting for DeMarcus Smith to be sentenced for federal child sex crimes for a second time. But At that time, Martinius Tyler had not been indicted or charged with any crimes. But last week, that all changed.
Now, he was already pursued. So this is what I want you guys to hear too, because when people make allegations against people, just because they didn't get criminal charges or it wasn't founded by the authorities does not mean it did not happen. Okay? Because the second time around, now he gets an indictment.
Graphic design. And the guy has a business. So he used to take them to the business to print out things, help him get the orders together. He liked it there.
A mother who Fox 13 will not be identifying says her son's life was changed forever after he began working at Martinius Tyler's print shop.
I thought that was good for him because that's what he wanted to do. And that's when he met Mr. Smith.
She said she never met DeMarcus Smith in person, but she found out who he was after going through her son's phone.
And I opened it up. My heart shattered.
She found nude photos and sexual conversations and reported it to police. She soon found out Smith was already a registered sex offender. In 2015, he pled guilty to possession of child pornography. Prosecutors say he coerced a boy to send sexually explicit photos of himself. At the time, Fox 13 reported Smith was a pastor at Oak Hill Missionary Baptist Church. He served just over 7 years in federal prison. After his release in 2023, Smith went back to preaching at another local church, Jordan River Missionary Baptist.
And this is exactly what we do in the Black community. And I really think that's because we identify with troublesome behavior. This man spent 7 years in a prison for similar, I would assume, similar crimes. And they reintroduced him back into society. And this is why we're having this live today, because I refuse, hold on one second. Let me make sure I got my stuff together. I refuse to allow people to reintroduce this character, Jedidiah Brown, back into society, because he is one of these individuals that we're going to be talking about, highlighting plenty of other toxic, crazy things that he has been doing. Now, the reason why I'm not going to just focus on just the, church element of this, the true abuse part of this, is because this video is a warning to the community, because you have Demon Time on the internet, and he's about to start laundering money for you guys for his investigation, and continue to do the same thing that he's been doing. So this video is more so for warning, but we're going to kind of just talk about the stem of what brought us here, okay? And it is deviant behavior in the church, feminine behavior in the church, and the toxic mindset that we have in our community. And it's not just the Black community, obviously, because we have it going on in the Gentile community, in the Catholic Church. We have the Epsteins. This is just a whole network of abuse. This is a big business, and it has been in the church for a long time, and I think it has been ignored. Now, let's just watch this. Do you remember this clip? And people just kind of was like, took it as a joke, but it's not. This is what's going on in the church every day, all day. It's a back and forth. I love men, but I love women.
You need God to do. He just told you it's done right now. What did you come here for? What did you come down here for? Tell me. To get delivered more. To get delivered. Do you believe that the Lord tonight has set you free? Yes, sir. Turn around and tell those people. Tell them. I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women.
And this is what we have in the church. And people took this as a game, but this was not a game. This was a red light to the Black community to tell you that you have been infiltrated. The Baptist church and many other churches have been infiltrated by men who are effeminate and who have been butt broken by society and each other. Let's keep it going because this is something that we're going to have to address. Now, I'm going to let a man talk about this for a little while. This is biblical conservative. You know, I listen to a lot of people, and as I say, I'm going to show you different people, and I don't align with everything they say because, you know, I'm a Hebrew woman. I follow the Torah, I follow the Ten Commandments, and I live my life the way I do, and I respect people. But when they got something good to say, we definitely gonna highlight it right here. So shout out to Mr. The Bible Conservative. We're gonna hear a little bit what he has to say about effeminate men in the church, the shocking truth that you need to know, because this is the issue. And this stems back to Jedidiah Brown as well, because if you don't know, Jedidiah Brown has a history of playing like a pastor. So we're going to show you all of that, but we're just going to build it up. It's the build up for me. Let's go.
Was acting effeminate. Those were fighting words.
Listen to this. This is
to a young.
I like it.
That do them.
I tell you what, times have really changed. When I was growing up, one of the worst things that someone can say to a young boy, to a young man, was.
Shout out to Mc Nutt in here. You already know who we're talking about. Get in the comments and fill in the audience of what I leave out, because we're going to make people aware of who Commander Clown is. Let's go.
That man was soft. That man was acting effeminate. Those were fighting words.
Does this mean I'm in? Nah, you probably slow me down, Claude. You know, you don't be out there worrying about your silverware being clean and all that. You want them soft. What you say? I said you're soft, so what? What you gonna do? What? Don't no man call me soft. I hate that, all right? Wait, let me slow you down, Claude. I'm a man. I called you soft, first of all. Now, I don't like you swelling all up and all. What's all this swell up? What's that about? What you taking in all this air for, Claude? What you feeling, huh? What's on your mind, huh? What, you gonna put your chin up? Huh? That means something to me? Because I said so?
You know we don't have men like this right now. It's not a lot of them. Society has shaped our men to not respond with testosterone, but with emotions. And you're going to see all of that when we go over Jedidiah clips and how he's handling this investigation as well.
That's also what I say. I spell it. S-O-F capital T. Soft. Huh? How you like that? What you gonna do, Claude? What you gonna do, huh?
You see, those were fighting words. Nobody wanted to be called soft. No one wanted to be called effeminate. Now in today's culture, you have these effeminate men everywhere. I mean, I'm just looking at the Olympics and I see dudes with painted fingernails. I see dudes wearing tight clothes. I mean, I see dudes dressing like women all the time. And what's up with these dudes, these painted fingernails? I think Dwayne Wade started this trend and now it's made its way to the track. I wouldn't be surprised to see you got the quarterback for.
And what he's talking about is exactly what I highlighted earlier. Basically, it's idolism. As soon as you see someone that you like or that's making a lot of money do something, everybody is running with it. And they have pushed this agenda through the music industry, through any industry that they actually could at this point. And it has, how can I say, bubbled up to the point that it is showing that it's in the church, because it has always been in the church. But let me let you listen to him a little bit more, because I want you to hear a man talk about this, because men have to speak. I love men who speak from a masculine perspective. And there's no such thing as toxic masculinity to me unless you're beating on women and you have no emotional integrity. Let's go.
It's what the devil wants to do. The devil always wants to pervert God's order. God's order, as a reminder, is man, woman, children when they're married. Man, woman, children. But the devil wants it to be women, children, men, or women, men, children. Is to pervert the biblical order.
And that's what we're seeing right now. We're going to stop right there, because what we're seeing is men, children, and the women. And you're going to see how this trickled down in each situation, because even with the TD Mc Nutt situation, you have this man and the child who has this sick bond, and you have the woman on the outside actually catering to it. And that's one of the things that we're going to have to stop in the Black community. There's going to be a content creator. I'm going to put her information, her video up here, because this is a warning to her as well. Her name is Miss Chronicle Speaks. Miss Chronicle Speaks has been going in, doing a great job in investigating what's going on, or highlighting. Let me stop saying investigating. Making commentary on what's going on, because we're not investigators. We don't have license. That is a licensed field. We are all here having our opinion. We're finding things and we're putting it out there. And I think she's doing a great job on her particular platform. And there's a few others. But today was alarming to me. That's what made me come out, because I said these women don't know who they're highlighting, because they're talking about one abuser, but they're highlighting another abuser, Jedidiah. So we're going to play a little bit from Miss Chronicle Speaks, and I'm going to address some things. And I want her to listen, because she has said that she has been following Jedidiah for a while, and I'm a little alarmed. So let's just listen as she, talk about this particular subject. And like I said, I want to highlight how great she is doing in the investigation, or presenting information per se, because we do our online snooping, and it's working well because she is diverting her people to do it the right way. That is calling the authorities versus what you're going to see Jedidiah doing.
I really want to start this video by saying thank you. I appreciate every single person who reached out, made calls, sent emails, and contacted DCFS regarding Junior, also known as Quinardo, and the situation involving Apostle T.D. McNutt. That's what he calls himself. Because of those collective efforts, there is now an open investigation into this matter. And more importantly, Junior has been removed from that home and has been placed with family members on his mother's side for his safety and well-being. That did not happen by accident. That happened because people paid attention, people spoke up, and people refused to look the other way.
Exactly. So shout out to you and all of her subscribers and everyone else who have been doing the correct thing. That is making the authorities aware, getting the right information, and making them aware.
There's real power in numbers, and what T.D. McNutt intended to be a moment of embarrassment for this young man, a video meant to shame and humiliate him publicly, became his own undoing. The community didn't see discipline. The community didn't see correction. The community saw a child in distress, and instead of scrolling past it, people stood up, they made calls, they shared resources, they advocated, and they protected. And that is exactly what adults are supposed to do when a child cannot protect themselves. This situation has now reached far beyond one household. It has gained national and international attention. And because of that, there is real hope that Junior will not be placed back into an environment where concerns have already been raised. That being said, activist Jedidiah Brown, I've been following him since the Kanika case. He has been on this case like white on rice. He has been down in West Palm Beach, Florida. He's talked to McNutt. He's spoken with family members, church members, but what shocked me the most is this flyer that he pulled up from 2016.
And we're going to start right here, because I'm not getting into the logistics of this particular matter, because you guys got it. It's going far and beyond as far as the information that y'all are pulling up. But I want to highlight who Jedidiah really is and how much he's a hypocrite for having anything to do with this particular situation, and how many people have been sounding the alarms about his particular behavior. Now, what really shocked me is that Miss Chronicle Speaks says that she has been following Jedidiah since the Kanika case, and now we're about to get to the mess and the chaos. That's why I really didn't want to just, go too deep into the actual allegations, because that is a really touchy subject and it deserves to have its own live in itself. But I wanted you guys to get the meat and butter of where this conversation is coming from, and why I felt like it was so important for me now to take to the internet and talk about this. Okay, so just a little background about how I have a pseudo connection to Jedidiah. If you guys look at my old content, last year, I was on the south side of Chicago, or how can I say not on, but broadcasting about the south side of Chicago, highlighting Tiffany Henyard and all the corrupted things that was going on. As I went through and learned more about it, I was introduced to an amazing woman called Miss Cara Wilson. Her daughter was unalived by Dalton police. And in that particular situation, there's a whole lot of things that has been swept under the rug, wasn't addressed, and mom basically needed the community to get behind her, and they would not. So this was something that I was following, something that I was working on. We have a whole playlist. So that made me target number one because I was an outsider to that situation, as well as on the south side of Chicago. And if you do know, Democratic politics is really, really dirty, really dirty. So with that goes to say, to my understanding, based on everything that came out over the last year and a half, it is known that the elected officials on the South Side did a pay for play where they were paying content creators to make particular videos or would feed them information. And I was one of the people that they were in opposition to because I was freedom of information requesting information about their police department, about their conduct, about the investigation, and I was highlighting things about people that they did not want me to talk about. Okay, just a little briefing of why and how we got connected. So Jedidiah was allegedly summoned out to this particular area by somebody. In my opinion, he said two different things, but it was someone in a higher position in the Democratic genre that allegedly told him to go to the South Side for what I did not understand. But come to find out, after having conversations with him, I found one good conversation with him. He admitted to me that he actually takes stipends from the FBI to do particular cases or whatever, And as I started to look at his pattern, I started to realize something is not right with this gentleman because everything that he touched literally goes kaput or it turns chaotic, and the black community seems to never get a helm on the subject. You're going to hear him say, because I had the video, I had to download it, where he says that, every investigation he has done, he has came out successful. He said a few things that we're going to just highlight that is not the truth and bring that up to par, on top of the fact that the reason I am streaming right now from my phone and from other equipment that I have, different phones, I have to really find equipment to stream, is because this gentleman has admitted, and we're going to see in this video too, that he admit most recently that he pretty much gang stalks people. He obtains people IP address that he feels he has a problem with or he wants to stop them, and he starts to cyber attack them. He sends his cult members to attack their page, to attack their person, and try to ruin their life. And what ended up happening was that the Southside elected officials thought that was going to be a benefit for them, and they used him. If you guys follow his content, you saw this thing unravel. You guys are laughing because you guys know that House and all of them used him like a dog and just to control the narrative, and he got nothing out of it but a lawsuit. And that's the other thing he do. Please be careful, guys. Everywhere he goes is some type of lawsuit that follows. They call these activists lawsuit chasers, and that's what Jedidiah is, a lawsuit chaser. So please be careful, because this is what I think he is doing with this particular situation with the TD Nutt, because you're going to see within his commentary and his investigation, he is making this personal, and this is what he usually do. He'll get into something and then he makes it personal. So the last case that Jedidiah was involved in, just to give you a heads up, that he did not make helm on, what he actually came to Dalton for on the South Side was to help a lady called Miss Fania Dukes. If you guys don't know who Fania Dukes is, please look this up. This is why I say, guys, we have to stay away from someone like Jedidiah, because this is a circus. It's a circus, and they're deeply involved with politics and to stop people narrative. And I think that's what he was sent to do, to control this lady's narrative and try to look like a star in the same instincts, but it did not work. So basically what happened with Miss Fania, that she was AR'd by a public official in Dalton. It made headline news. This same gentleman, we have like 4 videos on Andrew Holmes. Andrew Holmes is a known person who had been accused of abusing young girls. He has another pending lawsuit after this situation. But Jedidiah came into that situation particularly to help Fania get justice, pending that she already had a lawsuit and that they failed to move forward with charges against this particular person. And I do believe he was supposed to get charges because of political backing and a whole lot of chaos, the chaos that Jedidiah brought. So if you guys want to learn more about that, y'all can Google that particular situation. But that is the most recent situation where basically Andrew Holmes is still an elected official on the South Side. Dalton did not get rid of him. And he's sitting there looking in the face of all of the residents who know that he had allegedly one of the residents who was his co-workers. So this is just the beginning, going backwards, of Jedidiah's success rate. I don't want you guys fooled by the trickery and the lies for me. Now, what makes it bad was that he made the particular case chaos. And that's what he usually do. Now, you guys can watch that, or maybe you'll have to Google on other people's pages, because he tried to wipe everything off his Facebook page of everything he did. But it was a big nothing burger. And at this point, between me and you, what I do believe, and this is my opinion, I do believe the young woman, Fania, does not even talk to him anymore because of numerous things. He's just a chaos emerald, and people just knew that after they saw him for what he was, and the veil came off of the Dalton residents' eyes, and elected officials just was using him, people backed away from him, and I believe that she did too. But we're going to back up a little bit, because this is kind of just giving you a brief synopsis of how we had got intertwined with each other a little bit. But our relationship didn't go far, as I mentioned in my last live, because once I figured out who he was, and he said that he received stipends from the FBI for different tasks, and I started to notice you're only coming into the Black community causing chaos and messing up everything. Is this COINTELPRO? I stayed totally away from him, and I think he knew that, because I wasn't a person that he can control, and they knew that they couldn't control me. They sent him to gang stalk my page, so I can't go live on my PC. I have changed my IP address plenty of times, and I have to keep on doing it, because he has mechanisms where he sends people to call you. He sends people to track you down. Okay. So it's a little bit more to that situation. I don't want to make it totally about me, but I will say this, this is how bad the situation got. Me being a Black woman, trying to help another woman who lost her daughter in Dalton, and go about it. If you guys look at the videos, that my playlist that says Alexis Wilson, you'll see how a real investigation go. And the way I did it was to freedom of information, request things that was not out in public. I got videos, I put things together, and it was really calm, cool, collective. It was not chaos. So that's how I think if you're going to do an investigation, it should go, and it shouldn't go the way that we're going to show you with Jedidiah. But he also scammed that mother as well. And that mother, she'll tell you, because we have the proof, where he raised money on her behalf, and he never gave her the money for some apparent reason. He was supposed to help investigate that, because he's Mr. I can do everything, I'm the star. And he left that mother hanging after collecting money for her. So these are 2 things that I'm telling you right now that just happened in the 3, because I'm very important in this, the gang stalking. He as well has, I do believe that this is him, but I don't have proof that it was him, but I have proof of the situation. I am a registered nurse, and I contract. So he had his people track down my last contractor, because I know never to put that on my resume because it's public information. And they pretended to be me, contact my contractor via text. This is how AI is really dangerous, and told them, hey, I can't go to work. This is what they said. They was calling me. They were so concerned because this never happened. I don't have any trouble. I have nobody around me. I'm a night nurse. I'm a Hebrew. This is the most controversy I ever been in, and that's why I know it's Jedidiah and these people in the internet. So basically, act like they were me via text and told my contractors, "Hey, I quit my contract. I quit my patients." And they was like, "Oh, why? What's going on? Are you okay?" His people, and I'm gonna say his people, text them and said, "Oh, I quit because I have HIV and I has AIDS, and that shocked them. That shocked them. The people I'm contracted with was like, when they saw that text, they knew it wasn't me. Now, mind you, this is what's happened to me because I'm a content creator, talking on behalf of a mother and getting my page gang stalked. I have proof of all of this. This is why I will never let loose on Jedidiah. I will never get off of your neck until you repent and change your fucking life because you met the wrong person. He went on to say, or his gang stalkers went on to tell them, "Oh, yeah, they got really vulgar. Something I don't even want to repeat, but basically they said, yeah, I got HIV because I like to get effed in the." What type of mentality a person has to have to even, one, do that, two, to even say that? And all walls, all doors, all fingers pointed to Jedidiah. Because as you guys know, he is very sexually explicit. He right now he's been really good about his trans gayness. But I'm going to show you a clip of Jedidiah in action and who he really is as far as his sexualism and also him pretending to be a pastor. So to Chronicle Speaks, there's so much more to this situation. And I know by watching your content that you don't deal with scam artists, people who sham people, and especially men who abuse women and who gang stalk them. Now, I'm just telling you on one point of abuse, but then in this particular live, we're going to show you an allegation from his cousin, basically accusing him of the same thing that TD McNutt is alleged to do to his son/cousin. But the difference is that in Jedidiah's situation, his nephew committed suicide. This is why I say at the Black community, we have to stop this now. This is demonic. Jedidiah needs to be stopped. And something spiritual is going on with this as well. This man, I can't even explain his mindset. How could you come out to talk about this particular subject knowing that you have horrendous allegations against you? Did you not think anybody was going to say anything? Did you not think that you were going to be able to gang stalk Grace Levi for a year, try to disintegrate my platform? I have over 200 of his followers blocked. They even created more pages to come after me. Chronicle Speaks, be careful, because you are resonating with a demon. And just know, the people who resonated with Jedidiah and went against me, they're all done. You guys came to my page, a few guys came to my page looking for Cooking with Frank. Because when you look up Cooking with Frank, my video come up because Cooking with Frank took the position of taking up for Jedidiah after knowing all of some of the stuff I told you about, made horrendous videos about me, about residents on the South Side, calling them victims. These are people who losing their property, high tax, getting bullied by the administration, living in poverty, all types of shit. And he's making content to support Jedidiah abusing them. Cooking with Frank lost his page. That's why I said I'm not worried about the gang stalking and everything that happened to me, because everything that's done to me, it comes back 10 times fold. To the content creators, you know who you are, who teamed up with him. Look where you are. Look how you think now. You know I was telling you the truth. The next person who lost their page that teamed up with him, her name was Politrick Bullshitting. Excuse me, that was her name, I think. Trina. She was a resident out there that was playing possum, getting paid by the administration or whatever. She lost her page. Chronicle Speaks, please. There was another content creator who was called JV9 who was supporting him for 1 second. And once she realized what Jedidiah was doing, she backed up. So this is more for you too as well, Chronicle Speak. Do not disintegrate your platform, because if you and him were ever to get into something or he felt the way, I know your platform is much bigger, but he would try his best to destroy you by tracking down your IP, doing things that I just told you, and you're just going to be at war with him just like how I am. I've never been at war with anybody. I literally been a night nurse for the last 13 years and just working my way on the internet. And I found the love in the South Side. And my heart broke when I heard that situation. And Jedidiah was playing a decoy for the government. And that's who you're dealing with right now. So let's get to this. I know that was a mouthful, but hopefully you guys got a background on what it is, because if I'm lying, I'm flying, and that's not happening. So this is Jedidiah in his mutation over the years. Pastor Jedidiah addressed violence on South Shore against Atwood family. Let's play this, okay? Because he's been trying it. He's been trying it. He was even a pastor, but then we're going to show you, because this guy is a fraud. He's a fraud.
And I'm Stafford.
He's a fraud.
Emotional call to end the violence. A Chicago mother speaks exclusively to NBC5 after a barrage of gunfire wounded 3 family members, including her
Hold on.
young son.
NBC5's Christian Farr is on the story for us. He's at Northwestern Hospital tonight with details.
We're going to get to Jedidiah.
Well, good evening, Robin Ellis.
Let me see if he up
Grandmother
here.
Eileen Atwood is still here at Northwestern Hospital. She's been here for
There
more
we
than
go.
a week. She's not only dealing with pain, she is also dealing with guilt. Her 2 grandchildren are out of the hospital and are
I
recovering.
wonder what happened to this lady. If anybody can tell me what happened to this lady, because most likely this is when he started his pain pipping right here, because this is when he was converting from a pastor to an advocate. And I wonder how far this situation went.
Atwood is still waiting for Chicago police to find the person or persons responsible. for
You see
shooting
him in the
her
background.
son, Caden.
And it's so funny because Chronicle Speaks, I know she has feel away, because I had watched in her video about pimping on the pain of Black community. Like, what is his name? Benjamin Crump. That's always there. This is the fake Benjamin Crump. Andrew Holmes is the next fake Benjamin Crump. These are what these people idolize, because they want to get the fame and the money that these activists are getting and these lawyers are getting on the pain of Black Americans' death. So I just want to show you this. We're not going to get deep into the particular details of this crime, but this is where he started. You see Jedidiah right in the background, standing there trying to go get some limelight. So my thing with this particular situation, and 9 out of 10, it didn't go anywhere. All right, so I just wanted you guys to look at that. Now, this is where we're going to show Jedidiah in action in Dalton. Now, this particular situation, I felt like, okay, I understood why he was mad, because Andrew Holmes was not addressing none of the charges that was not even charged, because he wasn't charged. Allegations against him related to Fania, as well as Jedidiah was doing all of this online hyping about his investigation. So he would do publicity stunts like this. I'm going to show you this now, because this is going to be, how can I say, probably like an 8-ball. Because if he continued to go down into Florida, where TD Nut family is at, and these people family is at, because it sounds like he's starting to beef with what is the young boys, Camille? I don't know these people name, because I'm not following it a lot. But the name that came up is Craig Johnson. He has doxed Craig Johnson, one of the kids' father, and you're going to see him threatening him, and he is planning on going down there. Now, this is what you guys can expect from this activist. So, Miss Chronicle Speaks, I want you to broadcast on all of this behavior, because it's going to get ugly. If Jedidiah continues to follow this story, it's going to turn to chaos, turn to shit, and it's going to be a problem. This is what's going to happen.
I didn't notice that my good fellow advocate Andrew Holmes was in the building. And that's why, literally, I wish that I would have looked up before I read the statement, because as it relates to you, you're the reason that I'm here.
Oh, a village board meeting ends in a near confrontation.
Wait, they
in
didn't
Dalton
show the
overnight.
confrontation,
Here's what
did they?
happened. Okay, several Dalton residents
Okay, good.
took to the podium to
They're
voice their
about to show it.
frustrations with the lack of transparency surrounding Dalton's finances. Things are relatively calm, as you can see here. That is until activist Jedidiah Brown came to the mic for a second time. He directly
Because he didn't do
addressed
enough.
Dalton.
He came back a second time because he didn't do enough. He didn't get enough attention. And this is what he do. He looks for attention. And this is what he did when he didn't garner enough attention.
Trustee and well-known victims advocate Andrew Holmes. Holmes has been accused of sexually assaulting a former village employee, and Brown demanded answers.
You could have at least declared your innocence, which noted you haven't done. And so I'm simply asking you right now, because me sitting here looking at your face, I'm utterly disgusted. Because how dare you take your back outside and stand with any family when there's a woman with a child that's waiting on a response from you. Literally, as an elected official and as an advocate about what you did. Was it consensual? Was it not? Did you rape that woman?
Now, you hear all of this? This is theatrics. This sounds good. This sounds like, ooh, yeah, get him. But this is a whole bunch of nothing burger. You know why? Because if Andrew Holmes said, no, I didn't do it, what would be next? Miss Fania is not getting closure by him saying, no, I didn't do it. Or if he addressed it, because regardless, everybody believed that he did it. And it was up to the law to prosecute him. And it was up to us, the people, or you to get the adequate information you needed to help the prosecution. I.e., he raised money to go to Las Vegas, where the crime happened, to obtain information and came back with nothing. That's another time where I realized, oh, this is some BS. Why didn't you try to get the camera footage from the hotel to see what happened? How she got to the room? Where did the steps did she take? Are you talking to the investigators with those particular questions? Building up a case that highlights reasonable doubt. Okay, this is what he was supposed to do. But what he did was record himself every day asking for money. Now, I can't verify, guys, but you're going to have to verify with me. Is he asking for money yet related to the TD Nut case? Because he already said, you don't take a lot of stuff, there's a lot of investigation. This is this Jedidiah. It takes a lot. My team, I have hundreds of people out there, and we're all out there, and you got to make a donation. Please let me know, have he come out yet to ask for a donation? So in this particular situation where we were just listening to, where he's about to attack Andrew Holmes, it's a whole bunch of nothing burger. That's why I felt after a while watching this shit was a sham, because anybody who really wants something done is going to go through the right avenues and the chains to get it done and not make it a spectacle online. But let's finish watch what Jedidiah does when he can't get stupid questions answered.
Did you put something in her drink? And you're going to answer, and you're going to answer me.
Who's going to answer that?
You can see here what followed. Brown.
Now you see the theatrics, and this for me blew me. This is one of the moments where in Dalton, because it was a big old roller coaster. If you guys follow, we followed for a whole year and a half. They kept us going. It was between Tiffany Hingert and Jedidiah keeping some shit going, and the censorship and the drama and the meanness and the BS. But I just wanted to highlight that because that is like a little proof into a little bit of what I was talking about with Fania as far as his behavior and how he addressed that particular investigation. Okay, now it is a video up here. I wanted to play it because Jedidiah has this old page where he was a pastor. This is Jedidiah as a pastor, and he talks about Pastor Jedidiah Brown on Truth. Now the sound is messed up, so hopefully you can hear it a little bit. But Jedidiah, this shit is coming back to bite you because, bitch, I'm your truth. You ain't never getting rid of me. Like right now, everything that's happening is literally deja vu for me right now. You know why? I was meant to be here and I was meant to pounce on your ass because you picked the wrong person to gang stalk to cyberbully and to think that you're going to knock me out the box when I had nothing to do with you, when I did not care about you. I think you knew eventually that I was going to expose to you, and your mama, as I mentioned, who is a witch, she wants you. There's no more covering. There's no more exchanging energy from the people so you can feed off of it. And you and her can Paul Pitt pimp. No more. No prosperity pimping, none of that. And this is where it actually started. Let's go. Hope you guys can hear this crap. This is just Jedidiah as a preacher.
Truth, I find out that it does not only break chains and loose shackles, but the truth also cuts.
Yep.
The truth is painful.
And that's what we about to do, baby. Jedidiah, the truth is painful, and Grace Levi is going to spank on your ass until you repent. The truth is painful. Let's go.
And immediately I'll get the truth. And you shall know truth, and the truth shall make you free.
Shall whip you free.
And sometimes we know the truth hurts because y'all was in pain when y'all found out he really wasn't that into you. Some of us will find out,
And not one time, ain't not one time you're going to hear him say a Bible verse.
It's not in the word, it's getting what we know about. Some of us, the truth hurts, and all of us can claim, I want real, I want people to be real, but the fact of the matter is, you can't handle the truth.
Let's go. Let's.
You can't handle real.
All right, Jeff. I'm about to let your words eat. You can't handle the truth. Let me know, am I lying or am I flying? Let's move on to this right here. Now, before we get into the bad, but this was bad. One of the like outcomes, or how can I say, the season finales of him being in the area of Dalton and the South Side was that he physically, Chronicle speak, do you know this? There's an active lawsuit right now against Jedidiah. He has been in and out of court for the last couple of months because residents has been filing temporary restraining orders against him. There is an active lawsuit right now against him from Mr. Amir Shakur, who's a resident of Harvey, because they jumped a resident for being outside of his fake investigation as he evict squatters. Let's listen, from a building on the behalf of Mayor Clark, who passed away because he was starting to work for Mayor Clark. And I have reported that to the Attorney General and all types of stuff. That's why they started investigating Harvey and the Harvey police. Yes, I know how to put the pictures together and put all the clips. But he was working with him, and to basically show the community that he was a superhero, a dime was dropped to him that there were squatters in this particular place. He ran in there with guns allegedly, and whatever he did to get those squatters out, it was a big motherfucking ordeal. He admit that he did it illegally and he had no right to do it. People have many clips of that. But at the end of that night, he was mad at Amir Shakur because they had a long-standing history of him and Jedidiah beefing. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about that history too, because that particular case, Jedidiah tried to basically mess up as well, that involved Amir Shakur years ago. There is so much Chronicle Speaks. We're going to get you caught up today, baby. Never speak this man on your page. Your summon is a demon. So, just a little bit about that Amir case. We're going to get to Amir in the old situation with him and Jedidiah actually beefing. But this particular situation was the outcome. And Jedidiah and about 4 of his men or 3 of his men jumped him. I have the clip in my reel. I will share the reel again. I have the reel. Y'all saw the reel. I think I can pull it up for you guys in a second. But basically, they beat this man almost like, what did they do? Dislocated his finger, and he has a pending lawsuit today. Okay, and this is him admitting to it. Okay, let's just watch him admit to it, because he's so dumb that he admits to what he do. He has a pending lawsuit right now. He admits to it.
She putting on there. Remember you told me about that $25,000? Bro, she said what? J.G. Jamal Green, A.H. Andrew Holmes, W.C. William Calloway. You gotta speak ambiguous and around, and you can't name names.
So in this particular clip, I think he's talking about Kanika Jenkins' mother, because that a little bit too, because people said they followed him then, and if you paid attention to everything, everybody around him got paid off. Miss Jenkins got paid off. He got paid off. Andrew Holmes got paid off. Everybody got paid off. And guess who died? Guess who died? Zach TV, a content creator. Yeah. There was, and we went over this. I have a whole playlist that highlights what one of the videos shows you. Jedidiah, around the time, because I was exposed to him then, just to let you guys know, when he started to shut his mouth and he got that $25,000. That's why in the most recent live he said he shouldn't even be talking. Jedidiah started taking pictures like this. He started taking the same type of pictures that the other people were taking. They all got paid off. That's why Miss Jenkins can't talk. This nigga can't talk. None of them can talk. And that is the truth. That's exactly why I fell back from the situation in the beginning of the Kanika Jenkins, because I was following the Kanika Jenkins. And that was one of the things that they got on me about. We'll talk about it. Okay, because I have a gift. I have a gift that I can predict things. I say things happen. So we'll talk about that. That's a whole nother live, but I kind of was involved a little bit in the Kanika Jenkins thing by making a prediction, and then I made a video basically telling Mom the only way you're going to get justice outside of this fucking zoo is to sue. And that's end up what she ended up doing a little while later. Maybe she didn't see my video, but she ended up suing, okay? And then that's where all this fucking hush money came from. But that's where I had got my first whiff of this guy. I do apologize. Hold on one second. I meant to switch this over. That's where I got my first whiff of this guy, but I never really paid attention to him because I knew he was a swindler. I knew he was young and dumb. And once I saw him covering his mouth, I was like, yo, they all suspect. I'm not about to watch this no more. And I didn't pay no mind to him. The second encounter with him was with the South Side and this Alexis situation in Dalton. This is when I came back around to look at him again. But I still didn't put two and two together until I had a conversation with him. And he told me he'd get paid by the feds. In less than 2 months, I knew who the fuck Jedidiah was. But let's just listen to this man right here finish incriminating himself. But I just wanted to let you know what he's talking about. He's talking about the $25,000 that they all was paid. All of them were paid off to shut up, and he was too. That's why they kiki and giggle about the shit.
Because you know you're lying. You gotta talk in generalities because you know you're lying.
And I don't talk in generalities, so I know he's talking about Kanika's mother, but I'm letting y'all know that's when you know people are lying, because they talk in generalities, and that's what he do. And you see me, I'm giving detail. We're not about to play. Everything I say, you could go research today.
You know you're lying. And then you got, I beat the fuck out of Amir Shakur. I beat that bitch into a name change.
And guess what? You just won yourself you play stupid games, you get dumb prizes. Guess what? He's suing your ass. And you just told the fucking internet, you dummy. This is who you guys want to be running an investigation for the black community? A big fool? And I explained to you why he did it. We did a whole 2-hour series of why he attacked Amir, as well as in that video, if you look in the playlist, it'll highlight how he attacked a business owner by the name of Hassan. Him and his boys pulled a gun on Hassan. They chased Hassan to the police station. The Harvey police did not intervene. I told the Attorney General. I told the Attorney General, and I told the DOJ, not the DOJ, and I told the FBI, and they all forwarded to the right officials. All of the letters that y'all see me post on my my wall where it was like I got a response and it has these public official like we're forwarding it to this. That's all the letters that I wrote about him. So obviously what I wrote in the circumstantial evidence that I presented to them by way of this shit, he tells on himself all the time. We got all of the clips. They're literally investigating him right now. You have one body investigating him and you got one body sending him stipends to infiltrate the black community. Yeah, this is time to expose the system we're in. This is really time to expose it. So this was him admitting to beating on a resident. I just had to bring you these clips. Some of the clips that I can show you, I have showed you guys already in my last, doxing of him or whatever that may be called, but exposing him. So you guys can go back because I have a whole playlist now of Jedidiah and this other gentleman who was stalking me. I have a playlist of things that I'm exposing about them, like just telling the truth, because you lie on me, I'm going to tell the truth. Now, let's look at this. This is Guy, because I'm like, Guy, why you be doing this to me? Why you going to do this to me? Why you going to give me the evidence that this guy is a perv? This is where we're going to move on into the being a pervert, being a sexual deviant. And you're a whole contradiction to what you're trying to stand for right now by even talking about TD McNutt, because you are a TD McNutt. This is Jedidiah. This is your boy. Hold on, this is your boy. I wish this would just show us the whole. Look at him. I want to see the whole thing. I'm gonna put this on my reels. Look at him. Look.
It's okay, baby, because I got cancer.
Now this is him making fun, I believe, of another resident who have cancer and her beefing. So instead of him leaving this lady alone, not talking about her, because this lady who he's talking about, I believe me and her don't even see eye to eye. She talked about me like a dog because she was one of the residents out there capping for the people, and they were on each other's side at one point. But I never made a whole video about her cursing her out. I have addressed the way she conducted herself, but not this shit. But this is him. This is what he do when he had beef with people. This is what Jedidiah do. This is what I'm saying. He's unsafe and he needs to be exiled from our community. He is the diseased hand that I talk about. It needs to be cut off.
Cancer.
Look. He's talking about the lady who has cancer.
Don't worry about it, son. Don't worry about it. God got this under control. Lying asshole.
This is who we support? It does not matter. We have to have some type of etiquette about us. People use the way I came off and how strong I was against me as a black woman, but this what the fuck we accept. And he was in the pulpit at one point. We showed the proof. So he should know how to behave. Do you not know the Torah? Do you not know the 10 Commandments?
Exactly. I'm going to be selling, mother. You know what?
Baby.
I'm going to sell motherfucking beads myself.
So he was making fun of her because, allegedly she's on disability. He tried to get her doc. I'm not saying her name. He tried to get her docs. They got his people called Social Security. This is what they did. They called Social Security to tell on her that she had a business or a nonprofit, and he's making fun because she sell beads. He's like, yeah, I want to sell beads too. This is who we support and highlight. I will never let you forget who Jedidiah is. No. Yes, do a flip for Jesus every day. I'm flipping on him. Let's go.
As a matter of fact, now beads. Get your Jedidiah Brown for 20. Jedidiah Brown for Congress.
Oh, wait. Damn, this is so good because he keep telling on himself. Guys, after he fell in Dalton, come on, y'all remember? He pulled it. Okay, this is what I forgot to tell you guys. I did mention that he collected money for the lady who I was helping investigating daughter and didn't give it to her. But this is not the first time. Jedidiah always collected money for something, for someone. He said he was running for Congress. After failing in Dalton and this, that, and the third, he was running for Congress. This had a whole little fake news conference, and his mama came out there putting her witchcraft out on Boo and all types of stuff. And guess what they did? They had a goal to raise how much? $10,000, guys. Y'all correct me. Correct me if I'm wrong. And they were collecting some money. Guess what happened? A whole bunch of nothing burger. A whole bunch of nothing burger. This is what he do all the time. He needs another heist or another scheme to keep money in his pocket. He has no career. He has no education. He has no background. He has no talent to even make money. Let's go. He done told on himself. I forgot about that. I thought about it, but I was like, damn, I don't have the clip. He done told on himself.
Bracelets.
Remember? He just said he's running for Congress. So in the same breath of him, I'm going to let this play through without me talking. The same breath of him making fun of a lady who had cancer, putting a panty or bra on his fucking head, acting like he has no sense or schizophrenic. Then he goes in to say that he's running for Congress. Black community, this is why they laughing at us, because we have motherfuckers like this right here think they representing us. He don't represent me. He don't represent me at all. Now let's just watch this one more time when I shut up. Watch this in real time. This is who Jedidiah is. I wish this would show a little bit better.
It's okay, baby, because you know I got cancer. Mama, when did you get cancer? Don't worry about it, son. Don't worry about it. God got this under control. Lying asshole.
This Jedidiah. This is who y'all broadcasting. This is who investigating. All right, now let's move forward here just a little bit because we got some more. He was like, I always knew Jed was a creep. Oh, it gets worse, baby. So these clips are brought to you by, some of them by Mr. Amir Shakur. If y'all don't know who Amir Shakur is, this is who he is. We did a broadcast together. This is who's suing Jedidiah right now. They have a long history of issues. Mr. Amir Shakur is not only an activist, but he is also, I believe, a social intelligent leader out there for some people. He has helped different cases that has been known, and he was working on the Samaja case. Shamaja Cosby, you know, the baby who was found in the couch. Yes, it happened in Joliet. I think it's Joliet out there. And Jedidiah tried to come out here and cause chaos. So this was one of the interactions that Amir had with Jedidiah and was witness to his behavior. Amir has a long history with Jedidiah, but they end up sparking back, rekindling the issue during the Harvey situation, because Amir is a resident of Harvey who is active in Harvey, and he's always been active in Harvey. But because Jedidiah wanted to control the tone in Harvey, and Amir was against not against, but highlighting the old mayor that died, that just passed away. God be the glory. He taking all the crooks away. I don't care what nobody say. He rather been passed away than deal with the crimes he should have been facing. And that's Mayor Clark. So this man right here was going against Mayor Clark because they were taxing the people. Harvey is condemned. Just terribleness. That is the person who got jumped by Jedidiah. There's so much more to the story, but I need you guys to go into my playlist to get the full round. So this is us talking about why we're highlighting the wrongdoing that Jedidiah is doing. You know, this is in the black. Some people don't want to hear us. They just don't.
But when it becomes abusive, when it becomes crazy, when people's life is on the line, this is when we have to step forward as a community and say, hey, it's enough. You have to stop.
People are threatened. People are harassed because, you know, and one thing that I'm going to quote Jedidiah, but he did say this, and I said it way before he said it, and others have said it. It just takes one crazy person, you know.
But when it becomes abusive.
All right, so this is where we're about to get to the meat and butter now. I know I've been showing you a lot. I have a few clips from Jedidiah's live that I want to show you. Hopefully we'll show you on his page. If he tried to cut me off, that'll be fine because I have the video. I'm not stupid. But there's a few things that he said in this particular video that he made about Mc Nutt. And I'm about to show you guys that this shit is going to go to the left. And then we're going to get into the last part of watching the allegations from Jedidiah's cousin related to him sexually abusing his nephew and his nephew committing suicide and Jedidiah collecting money for him in the midst of the death. So let's watch this. Oh yeah, it gets bad. It gets bad. Chronicle Speaks. You been watching this guy? I don't think so.
Now we are about 70.
Let's watch this.
Pulled over to be another witness.
Hold on. So I had to watch some of this guy, and he's sick.
Thank you so much to the person that got me that statement.
Let's go.
Oh, it looked like the mother also made a statement. So let me read that before I go any further.
Now, this is who you have investigating, Mr. Commander. Now, mind you, who the fuck walks around with a self-made shirt that says Commander? You have to tell somebody you're a commander. This is a black Nazi to me. He's another Bavino, a fucking fool. He reminds me of Bavino, attention-seeking dog that don't know what he's doing. But let's just listen to it. Let's listen.
It's no bother to us because they have been and will continue to be absent. I know who you are and who you have been to our son since you met him when he was a little boy. Thank you for being there for Junior when many turned their backs and forgot about him. Thank you for stepping in as dad when Junior needed you the most. Thank you for investing in his future, caring for him on sick days, traveling the world with him, providing for him, teaching him morals, character, spending quality time with him, and so much more. I wouldn't want a co-parent to co-parent with anyone else. You have been consistent and present.
Let me see something. I think I want to start at 25 minutes.
How about you get to discrediting that? Tell me that we got the wrong information.
Now, this is, okay, now, this is, we're not talking about the details of the particular case with TD Nutt. This is what I want you guys to pay attention to. This live is mutating into people have issues with Jedidiah. He's doxing people. He's putting people address out there, and you're going to hear him say directly that, oh, thank you for making a comment on my video. We got your IP address. And I thank you for saying that, Jedidiah, because now I have the evidence to prove that you have been cyber stalking and harassing people. You have said it plenty of times, but now I have the video, okay? And I know many of other people do too. That's why when I make my complaints, I put their name and number, and these witnesses will talk against you. They don't even know that I got their information. I am telling. They're probably surprised if they get a call from Attorney General or whoever that's going to investigate. Hopefully the FBI didn't respond yet. But we will go over the letters that I got response of Jedidiah. But y'all gonna see how this mutate about, it's gonna be about him. Okay? So to my girl Chronicle Speaks, be very careful bigging this man up, because any cosign of him is literally, you're dumping trash on your name.
I'll let that settle in for a second. So right now we are about 75% sure in the fact that this is not his sister. This is not, ladies and gentlemen, his biological born sister.
So right here,
based on our inquiry into the matter,
what you see him doing is giving information, taking people down a roller coaster, having people go look into people information, seeing who they are, and starting the harassment train. Okay, this is not how an investigation is supposed to work. Not at all.
we're trying to put our final confirmations on it that she, in fact, is a friend that grew up with him. Miss Sanchez, can you please do us a favor since you want to talk so much tough shit? How about you get to discrediting that? Tell me that we got the wrong information, because then that'll help me out a whole lot with the rest of this investigation. But all of our intelligence says you're not his sister. Now let's talk about Cameron. Cameron said in that video, ladies and gentlemen, that he wouldn't rather be in a relationship with nobody but Mr. TD.
Now you're going to see him mutate this situation into coming after Cameron. Now, I don't know totally the details of what has happened in regards to Cameron and his past allegations, but I do not think that the public platform is the best place to do this when it comes to these young kids being sexually abused by grown men and being manipulated. These are babies. So even if Cameron is doing something, I'm going to say 9 out of 10, when this guy gets to the age of maturity, he's going to have a marked difference of the way he thinks versus now, highlighting that no one child should be on the internet being exposed like this. If it was a real investigation that needed to take place as far as Cameron behaviors, that was something that was supposed to be put together in a comprehensive packet if you are an investigator and forward to DFACS, Child Protective Services, with, if you want to be, a petition, not to put all of his information out there and make this messy. A straight petition. Hey, we have numerous people who are concerned about the well-beings of these 2 children, this, that, and the third. This is part of my investigative findings, or this is the things that I have found as a community member that you should look into. This is the route that I have went when it came to looking into Alexis Wilson case. Instead of making it like a crazy public spectacle, calling people out on things that have not been the truth or I couldn't prove to be the truth, I never brought it to you. If you guys followed that investigation, I had so much more and more that I want to share with you guys that I feel like I can't because I don't have the proof. I give you an allegation, i.e. in that particular investigation I'm looking into, it was alleged text that was sent between the police officers in Dalton of Alexis' naked body. And I was trying to look for that information before I totally disclosed that to you guys, but this was a rumor that was going on. But I never brung a bunch of messy stuff out so it would not cause the chaos and the mix-upness. And that's what a real investigation comprised of. What you see Jedidiah doing is not an investigation. You're going to see a bunch of doxing, a bunch of personalization, and now you're going to see this thing mutate into a beef with Jedidiah and Mr. Craig Johnson. This is what I'm hearing by watching this. Watch what's going to happen. And then now Craig Johnson is going to have to get something against Jedidiah, and it's just going to get so big. I need you guys, when it happened, to come back to this video and put the fucking 8-ball under there, because I know this. I know this man. I know what's going to happen.
It is my understanding that Mr. TD also uses the manipulation of gift giving.
Boom. And this is what I want to highlight. He's talking about TD Nutt using gift giving as manipulation. This is exactly what Jedidiah do. This motherfucker will literally talk about, I'm raising money. Remember Little Miss Kinetic? I don't know who he was in Harvey. He had some issues, and we were exposing him. He had the hot seat on him, and he needed to collect money. He saw everybody was talking about him collecting money, so he said he was trying, Little Miss America, I forgot who it was in Harvey. He was trying to collect money from her, and he's going to give her money. He even pretend he had gave her somebody some money online, and nothing never was proven. He has tried to collect money so many different times and fake gifted to people, and the audience watch and know that he has not given that money to people. Okay? The hypocrisy for me. That's what I'm saying. This guy is a big fucking hypocrite, and everybody who knows him knows when he made that statement, we was like, what the? That's what the you do. You do fake gift giving, but at least TD is maybe paying out of his motherfucking pocket. Excuse my language. Jedidiah is taking money from the community. What's at the bottom of this damn screen? What you see? What you see? Don't worry, I got all your emails now, because all the places that I gave the old email address, investigating advocate, and now you're not using that, you're going to be getting updates from this one too. Okay, baby? And you still got that old phone number? I should have gave that to them. Let's keep going. Yep. Keep playing with me. I'm the right person to gang stalk. Now I'm going to singly gang stalk you by myself, Jedidiah.
His loyal and faithful followers. So,
and shout out to Jedidiah loyal and faithful followers who are going to have to create another page just to watch this video, because you guys are going to have a meeting in the morning to try to do some damn damage control, or just talk about, oh, Grace is talking about you. Let's try to find her email address and things like that, bitch. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm always here for the fight. I'm always here for the fight, because each one of you guys are going to go down one by one, and I don't have to touch you guys. Period. Just a warning to Jedidiah quote members. Have y'all seen what's been going on? Do you know you're messing with the tribe of Levi? And all I have to do is pray, fall back, and live righteously is what I do. And all of you mother goes down. Trina, where you at? Frank, where you at? The rest of the content creators that I won't name, where you at? Right. Y'all in a pit of shame right now, because you know you're fucking wrong, and God is getting you one by one. So keep on, create another page, come gang start me. I'll add more people to the block list. I have about 400 right now because of him, but I'm gonna keep going, and you're never gonna stop me. That's just a message to the gang stalkers. I already know these bitches is covered, but guess what? You have to catch me where you motherfucking can. And again, Jedidiah, I dodged it. I know what happened. I know what happened the last day when I was in Chicago. I know who saw me. I know who possibly told you that I was there, bitch. When I was driving, my anxiety was so high, I never had anxiety in my life. That was God me that I was being followed, bitch. I'm from Newark. You will never see me. Them motherfuckers couldn't even drive, and I laugh in their face because you thought they was going to run me off the road, bitch. This is how serious it is. This is how devious he is. He beat a resident, so it wasn't far-fetched for me to know and believe that he didn't send these people to run me off the road. Okay, I'm not going to talk about the series of events, but the way things went down, I knew it was planned, and I handled that shit like a G, and they couldn't even touch it, and I still made it to drop my rental car off one time, undamaged, and made my flight. You thought you was going to ruin my life, bitch. God got me. I've seen the people who you have sent to where I'm at giving out food. You think I'm fucking dumb, Jedidiah? You think I'm dumb? But when they see me, they see God. Everybody who came back to you to report on me, they say, we're going to leave her alone. I promise you, you know it. Because they see God. They see the righteousness in me. That man with all the chains on his neck that came to the table when I was giving out food to the homeless, that I never saw again, that was yelling at my table, trying to cause chaos, and stood around for a while, that was fucking you. And he walked away. Because I walk with the God body. Jedidiah, you will fail. You will fail. Your day will come, and I will know. You fucked with the right person. I know every single time you send somebody my way. I have no beef. My beef would have been in Newark. My brother was a gangbanger. If I had problems, it would have been in Newark. But I came here, I don't know nobody. I can't go places, I don't know nobody. I moved dolo. So when shit happened to me, and it's particularly Target, and I know that I've been having troubles with only a person like you, bitch, in the way you are, I know it's you. But tell them they can't see me. Send something else. Send something else, Jedidiah. Send something else. Let's go. This is why we have war.
On the hypothesis that we are now that we are now working for, when you're doing an investigation and we are using multiple layers of this, you got to have a motive, you got to have a hypothesis, and you got to then work backwards to find the evidence that will substantiate the claim. So if, in fact, Cameron, who we are now forwarding documents, please again bear with me, y'all. This is a lot.
So Cameron, what he's doing is, and I'm not gonna show all of this, because what he's doing is about to mutate this issue into Cameron and make it a public spectacle, get our attention off of what we need to focus on, and cause more issues as a community. Now, I'm not saying that if Cameron is, I apologize, y'all. My Service got a little messed up. Now I understand if Cameron is a predator, then he needs to be bring to helm. But I'm gonna say this: this is not the right way to do this. Now we're gonna move to 37 minutes into this broadcast. He says something else that I think that we need to highlight. Just a few things, and then we're gonna move forward where we're gonna show his niece, his cousin, talking about him.
I'm telling you, I ain't getting this based off no videos on the internet. We doing real work.
And this is where it come in at. You heard him. I'm not getting this off no video on the internet. Chronicle speaks. This was a blow to you. This is what they do. This is how he starts to put himself in competition with the people around him that is looking into stuff, and then he's gonna want to be the top person in this. So I'm just giving you a heads up, guys. He's gonna try to align with you guys, try to bring some of your audience over to where he's at, but then he's gonna try to swindle money out of them, and try to make them part of his cult, and pretty much embarrass his fucking self. But Chronicle speaks, I'm telling you right now, he's going to try to use your platform for followers, and he's already building up the momentum to say, hey, I'm doing the real work. I'm doing the real work. I just want y'all to hear this because this is his MO. This is repetitive. He said in every single case I have named, he says that. Every single one.
One of the things that's going to help me know if we are on the right track is this. What I asked for was the identity of these individuals.
And I'm going to move forward because here you go. He is showing that to his people so they can dox these people and start to harass them, because what they're going to do, his people are really retarded, and I think they have a level of Down syndrome. So what they do is take it further. Anything that this man says, they run with instead of like kind of evaluating things, and they'll start making comments on people's stuff and saying things. One time they called me so many names and all types of stuff. And I was just like, where the hell did they get these type of stuff from? Even to the point that they tried to say something to the aspect like a hoe, but then they had to stop because they saw the righteousness in me. It just didn't make sense. But this is how derogatory these people are. So he's about to send his people, these cult members that's at the bottom of his video, to these individuals. And this is where this is going to mutate into horribleness. Let's keep it moving. This is where directly you're going to see him go after Craig Johnson. Now, I have nothing to do with Craig Johnson trying to take up for his son, whatever maybe the situation is, but something significant Craig Johnson did say, excuse me for the nostril cam, what he did say was that you ain't doing nothing but making a spectacle of this, and I don't need to talk to you. And that's what it is. Like, who the fuck is Jedidiah think that somebody has to come and talk to you to tell you about something? Bitch, you're nobody. You're an uneducated nobody. So this about yourself is ridiculous. And this lady right here, Sheila, 1971, this is one of his cult members who does the doxing. She does the doxing, and there are already other people who have tried to bring issue with all of these others. And I don't even talk about the other person because that other person was getting attacked by the same person I was, and they were involved in doing this, putting out addresses and things like this. This is what the fuck we're not supposed to do. This is what we're not supposed to do. Like the cop who I was investigating, I got his address. I know everything about him, everything. I could have put that on the internet right now. The cop who I'm trying to get fired from Dalton right now for killing Alexis, I have his address right now. I've been had it for a long time. But would I put that on the internet? No, because that's not what rational, logical people would do. So I'm just showing you the difference between a rational, logical person and what Jedidiah is doing. This shit is not right. So this is him starting to spark a personal beef with Cameron's father. Maybe this Cameron father need his ass whooped. Maybe Cameron need his ass whooped. But you are not the judge and the jury. You are not no one who they have to talk to. And this is what blows me. We're just going to listen to a few more minutes of this, and then we're going to get into the last part where we're going to hear from his cousin, who he tried to call bipolar, crazy, all of these names, because she was coming out to tell her story about why her son committed suicide.
What the whole world is concerned about, this didn't even have to get like this. You literally just proved why he fucked up into the state he is, because you clearly ain't shit.
You see?
You waiting on some numbers? Nigga.
This is about Jedidiah.
Fuck. But if you look in Messenger, there's a little bitty button in the fucking thing that you push. This is a phone, bitch. It works.
So here, this is him trying to force prompt a communication with this gentleman, Mr. Craig Johnson, for publicity, because nothing's gonna get done. It's gonna be a whole bunch of arguing, people saying how they feel, or nothing's really gonna get done on that phone, but to cause more controversy, and that's what he wants. So let's get to this now. Oh, is this it? Is this
all these news articles and all these interviews is because they
okay? This is the situation that is connected to Amir, so you guys can see that he was involved in this too. Chronicle Speaks, you said that you did your research. I'm just hooking you up with information. Did you know he was involved in the Samaja Crosby case? That's what made him and Amir get into a beef, because he came into somebody else's town, into somebody else's business, trying to take it over and fucked up everything.
news articles and all these interviews is because they know my work and they know that I'm going to consistently show up. And when I show up, I look for the news look for me.
Remember this statement, because you're going to hear this repetitive in the lives that he do in the upcoming days, the old ones. He has the same fucking script. If it wasn't for me, nobody will be paying attention to this. If it wasn't for me, I am the bread and the butter. This is what he said about Doe. This is what he said about all of everything. And this is what he's about to start saying about this case. This is why I said you guys need to leave him out of it and just keep doing what y'all have been doing with logical content creators, because he's going to turn this to a shit show.
Okay, but now at this place, I'm showing it on my own phone. We're showing it on our own phones. We are not coming to get attention. We can't bring attention. And to the people of Joliet, to Erica Lindsay, to the action team, we did not know who everybody was. So y'all say, well, did everybody get an announcement in Joliet? First of all,
that's his old team, the action team.
Let me make this clear. Just because you live in the same city does not mean that you care any more or any less about this baby getting justice than I do because I live in another geographical location. That is pure ignorance.
It's the same thing he goes through all the time, because he's coming into people's business and he try to take over. Everybody says the same thing. So it's everybody and not him. They said the same thing in Dalton. They said the same thing in Harvey. They say, oh, wait, we didn't even, I'm not going to elongate this. You know his ass got kicked out of, it's right at the tip of my tongue. Y'all know what it is. He got kicked out of, you know where they had that water issue? Don't worry, it'll come back to my head. If you guys follow him, y'all know he got kicked out of there, and he currently got a pending case as well, because he got locked up for protesting in front of the mayor's house with a casket. Flint. Yeah, he can't go back to Flint. He tried to go to Flint and basically take over another content creator's thing, because there was content creators out there. Once he see a content creator out there, he goes there and try. And with Flint, they kicked his motherfucking ass out and left him with charges. Oh yeah. He's going everywhere where he's not accepted. This is a pattern. Tell me I'm lying, anybody. Tell me I'm lying.
That comes out of people not being critical when they thinking educated or understanding the bigger picture. The thing that you all should be glad about is that people would actually travel more than 30 minutes to drive all the way to Joliet to get justice for the baby. But y'all talking about the people of Joliet didn't invite you. Damn it, I don't need you to invite me.
See?
Do you understand that? I'm there because, and just because you're in Joliet don't mean that you cared any more or any less.
Okay, so I just wanted to show you that this is the same MO, but I have one more thing to show you on his live. This is him admitting that he is catching people IP address, guys. So this is the proof that he is tracking people IP address, blocking them, finding their things like that. And I'm not lying about him gang stalking me and me having issues with my streaming equipment and things like that. It is literally connected to Jedidiah. Here goes the proof, guys. It's him telling. He told.
Always in a fight about something.
See?
Nigga, you ain't no community.
This is the father talking shit about him.
I'm telling you stuff. This ain't no fucking entertainment. Y'all don't understand this. Clearly. We in a fight now. You talking about some beef. Fuck him. You should be in the comments whooping his ass. Listen to what I'm telling you. Craig ain't got one bitch yet. Okay, so
Listen.
that nigga have them call. Because you wouldn't want to, because you can't talk to me. You can't talk to me. You ain't strong enough. I get it. Mr. Craig Johnson.
This is his doctors right here.
Hold on, let me get some
Please, Chronicle Speak. Stay away from these people.
Hard as hell right now. You got them scrambling. So let's figure it out.
Let's get to 47 minutes, because that's where he says it.
To me than you.
Listen.
Dismiss yourself from my live stream. And I also got it on our authority, you will be what they will call today in school a kid with an IEP. You are illiterate dumb fuck. You cannot even read well, sir. So I don't know how you typing. Maybe your mama typing for you right now.
Hold on. I
But
think
you
it's
are a dumbass
45
nigga.
minutes.
And I hate.
You see what we got to do?
I
with?
hate.
Y'all don't want to hear that.
Ignored it.
Listen.
So you ain't got to worry about talking to my boss, bitch, because I'm going to want to talk to the warden when they tell your ass lights out.
See?
And you really think I'm bullshitting and playing?
He said, I'm the one that talked to the wardens when they say lights out. This nigga's a snitch. This nigga works for the federales. So he give people up so he don't go to jail because he does a lot of fucked up shit. And I'll be like, why is he not going to jail? That's why I reported the Harvey police for covering up for him. Bitch, yes, Harvey police. Yes, I did. That's why they try to block my IP. I don't give a fuck. Y'all already know I got Illinois State Police looking at y'all motherfucking ass because of him saying stupid shit like that, having connection with local police who corrupted and basically cover his fucking tactics. But listen to him talk about the IP address thing.
Right. I can't wait to get up in the morning to make this call and talk about all this new information.
Listen.
We didn't even have your real name until you brought your stupid ass on here and let us get your IP address. You got information and have them that you got you entertained. This is what he said. Here, nigga, you motherfucker always in a fight about something. Nigga, you ain't no community doing shit. I don't know you. You got information, then have them that got you entertainers on here. Nigga, you always in a fight. I'm glad you know.
So exactly. And listen to him. Look what he say. What he say, I'm glad you know I'm always in a fight. And as we're proving, this statement that he's saying is a motherfucking lie that he's about to say now. Listen, y'all.
And do you know how many times I lose them?
All the time. All the time. I literally just named a few of them that you lost. Yeah, let's move on. But I wanted to highlight my proof that he's tracking people through their IP address, using it as ammunition to dox them. And the lady right there, Sheila 1971, you are being reported for cyberbullying and harassing as well, because I have the proof now. I have the proof. You're putting people's address out there in public information. He's saying what he's doing. I have other proof. I'm not fucking done with y'all. Y'all not done with me. I'm not done with you. Okay. Now let's get to this.
You didn't know calling the hotel behind her back asking questions.
This is it's so much I can show you guys, but let's get into the most drama, because this one I had another one where a gentleman named Linnell Harris speaks on Jedidiah and the Freedom Fighters, and this had to do with the Kanika Jenkins and basically him getting paid off and the bullshit that he was doing with that. These are the insiders. These are the insiders who's coming out telling the truth. And I'm one of the insiders that's coming telling you what happened in Adulton. Now, even though they didn't want me to be an insider, bitch, everybody was telling me. Y'all was in my inbox telling on each other all the time. Y'all just ran y'all motherfucking mouth. And it was like, whoa, she's unbiased. So, yeah, we can't fuck with her. Okay? He was also a motivational speaker. I'm just telling, this man went through everything. Y'all see this? This Jedidiah, the motivational speaker. Y'all ain't know that? He went from being a pastor, motivational speaker, activist, now he's an investigator.
What I want to say to my people
there we go.
Tell your own story.
Mind you, this is probably something else that he already started up, because I also reported to the IRS the numerous nonprofits that he started up that he has not been filing on. That's not properly registered through the state. Fuck around and find out. See, I'm not here to play no games with you, Jedidiah. I'm not here to lie. I'm here to make up stuff. Whatever ammunition you give me, man, I'm using it. So yeah, this is another one. We'll put that at the bottom. Jedidiah as a motivational speaker. We're about an hour 34 minutes into this, and I'm about to wrap this because I'm about to be done. I have to get up early in the morning because we have to talk about Prince Andrew getting locked up for pedo shit, just like he need to be locked up, and TD Jenkins need to be locked up for those stuff. I have so much more to show you guys. I can't believe I have so much.
Hello, fam.
I got the Jedidiah exposed the truth about the molestation allegations. This is it. Let's get to this one. All right. So this particular situation is where all right. So this particular situation right here is the one that I've been working up to get to. This is where he was accused by his cousin for abusing her son because he was supposed to have been playing the role of the father. The same thing like TD Mc Nutt. That's why I said this guy is a hypocrite, and this has to be demonic because his mother deals with witchcraft, and this is how witchcraft roll. You try to defend something that you're actually doing. You have all of these people who started these nonprofit organizations to help lost kids who was trafficking, i.e. Erica Kirk, and you see what's coming out allegedly behind these people. Do you see what I'm saying? That shit demonic. That's so they can get more sacrifices and pretend that they are actually the victors. I mean, you know, like the heroes and not the victors. So this is what Jedidiah is doing right now. I really think that this is a demonic ritual that his mother is helping him to harness energy and support so they can make some money. That's the spiritual side for me because it doesn't make sense for him to think that he can talk about this TD Mc Nutt when he has such horrific allegations against him. Let's get to it. Thank you for being here. We're gonna listen to 10 minutes of this guy's shucking job, and then we're gonna hear his cousin.
Talk to you guys really fast. I think it's some very important stuff that you need to know, and I want you to share this. Again, with this Kanika Jenkins case, the truth has literally come out about every single thing that happened that brought the division and the infighting. We got a full handle on what's taking place, and we had unity across this country, across the world, that was dismantled. But it was all because of literally misunderstandings and maybe a little deception. So, as you come in and share it, the first thing I want to say is, again, I'm not mad at the Martin family. I think that they did what they know is best.
That's
and
he's talking about
I'm
Teresa.
Exposing what needs to be exposed because this is the last time that this will ever happen.
No, it's not.
Fighting.
It's coming up right now again, baby. It's gonna always come up. You are a artist, allegedly, and he have to address this every single time. So when people figure this out, they be like, "Oh hell no!" And I think that was one of the issues that came up when he was doing the Kanika Jenkins case too.
With everything we have to do best for someone, to do the best for our people and someone else. So. A little background. What happened and what made the rift was someone came to Teresa Martin and told her that I had raped her. And my cousin, who only shows up when I'm doing something of significance, she comes up with this lie.
And that's where he's lying, because his cousin didn't say that he raped her. His cousin said that he did that to her son. But he'll give you misinformation, mix up the storyline so you could be confused and say that these people lying. The cousin never said that.
It's exposed with full proof that I did something to my nephew, who I held as a son and loved dearly, as well as a young lady named China Fox, who has been attacking me for whatever reason. And I don't even personally know her, but I did go to school with her. And as I stayed in times past, when I figured out who she was, it tripped me out because she was a goth.
She went to school with you. She know you. And she was like, oh, hell no, I'm telling. This is just a random girl.
The girl in school that always hated me because I love God. And
so everybody hates Jedidiah because he loved God. You see what I'm saying? This is his cult members fall for this.
Being said, when I have the auntie of the young lady come on, she wants to say some things, and then, and why am I doing this?
So
Because
this is him doxing the lady who we're about to show you. This is his cousin. He's gonna have the cousin, another family member, come to dox her and say how crazy she is and bipolar. This is after she loses her son. Him try to raise money to have a visual for the son, and he has no rights, no rights to the body, nothing. Okay, we're not gonna listen to him downgrade her right this second. We're gonna get to his cousin and listen to what she has to say. And if you guys want to hear his comeback to what she has to say, so you can have, I need you guys to have discernment. You make the decisions. That's what my platform is for. All I do is present the facts to you. And every single thing I present to you, what's out there, what's across the platforms, and you guys have to have discernment. That's all. But I'm going to tell you how I feel, baby. I wouldn't touch that with a 10 feet pole. All right, so this is his cousin who speaks out. It's a little long-winded. I'm going to make it go a little faster because she is talking a little slow. And we're going to listen to what she has to say about the allegations against Jedidiah to its totality. He's a hypocrite. Trying to fast forward.
I feel like I'm on trial. I feel like I'm Obama and I got to present my child's birth certificate so I can prove that he's mine.
I'm making it go faster, y'all. Because Jedidiah was claiming that that was his son, that this lady crazy, all types of stuff. They were coming under her videos, her comments saying you not even his mother, all types of stuff.
I decided to go live because, as a few people know, well, I guess as more than a few people know, my son, Travis, died in August at the pier, where we live at in Michigan City. And I haven't been able to grieve my son properly because of antics and lies and just stress and grief and reopened wounds and just too much that, shouldn't be going on. I was in my bed asleep. It was 1 o'clock in the morning, and, I got text messages, phone calls telling me, that once again, my little cousin was using my child's image to scam people.
Jedidiah.
When my son actually died, there were several GoFundMe pages made in his name and his image with people thinking that it was to help me, and I didn't even have any idea that they were even made. My life has been a series of unfortunate events, and I don't feel like I should have to revisit a lot of hurt that was inflicted on me by other people. And I've been very quiet and very humble with no response because I'm probably used to taking it, used to being silent, used to taking it. Mm-hmm. And it's one thing when it's you, it's another thing when it's your child. I have a lot of faults. I'm not perfect by any means, but I try my best every single day to give, to give my time, to give my love, to give. And I don't think it's fair that, when you decide to finally speak up and tell the truth, people, lie about things that you've had to really, really work hard to get past and over in the game of attention, stunts, and financial gain.
Jedidiah. This is about Jedidiah if you don't know. This is about Jedidiah, and this is his cousin speaking out about him trying to raise money or have raised money for his cousin that passed away, and they believe he's connected to this.
When you're a young girl and you've been molested and abused and lured and all that crap, you tend to go through leaps and bounds to get acceptance from your family, even if they are the people that's hurting you, because they're the devil. You're not really exposed to anything else, so that's what you know, and that's what you try to really receive love from. But under no circumstances am I going to ever let somebody exploit my child at all. From the time that boy was conceived, born, we were in the hospital together 2 months after I had him. He was sick, I was sick, and I don't want my son's legacy to be a spectacle, a show, a stunt.
And this is what I want you guys to highlight. This is not a spectacle. It's not a show. It's not a stunt. In totality, I need you guys to realize that this boy connected to the TD Nut situation can and may be in the same situation that her son find himself into. That's why we should not be on the internet making this a spectacle. That's why it's important for us to hear her story so you can see how remarkably similar it is to what happened to TD Nut, Jedidiah's behavior, and how it takes a community down a roller coaster that takes away from the whole community, that hurts us all. Okay. And it how can I say, it heightens a lot of deviant behavior because we get so passionate about things that we just start attacking people that we don't know. We don't know half the story, we don't know shit. And we be under people. I'm saying I'm not included because I don't do the nonsense. It's like that, like just attacking people. I do put my, opinion. People are very vicious. This is what the product of it is. People losing their lives. There are a few people around Jedidiah, as we mentioned, weird shit went on. Shout out to Zach TV. And I'm going to just move forward because I think he knows what happened to Zach as well.
For people that I don't respect, that has never respected or loved me, and for what? Like, even if, because I don't want to hear anything from the other side. Even if he's saying I'm the biggest harlot in the world, even if I'm the most horrible, notorious Trump supporter in the world, what does that have to do with the fact? It doesn't negate from the fact that you are a stone cold diabolical liar, and use my child, his image, my tragedy to get money to dupe citizens, to waste taxpayers' dollars over and over and over again for months. And I'm one person with a whole lot of hats. I don't have time to be entertaining things that are ridiculous. And as a grieving mother, I can't even say grieving, as a numb mother, the only thing I asked from my mother's family was that they let me have peace. And I don't feel like I should have been fighting for that in a funeral home of my son's memorial service 3 days after he died. I never called them. They showed up like the Beverly Hillbillies and just, really, really made my life a living hell to the point where I had to cancel my son's funeral. Okay, no adults. We're only going to throw party for the kids. During the worst time of my life. And I'm I had to really, my grandmama used to say.
So I think she's lying? Do you think she's bipolar? Because you're going to hear the response of the person he brought to defame this lady. Okay? Just listen to her. Listen to her story. Evaluate it.
Pause twice before you talk. Pause twice before you react. Watch your mouth. Don't say everything you think. So I literally left the state of Indiana because it was too close to Chicago. It's lands you don't cross. And as a mama, I don't know how much more people think I'm supposed to take. And he's lying, calling up to hospital, making sure that he tells them he's the father and that he hasn't seen him to take pictures of him. And he stopped him from being an organ donor and helping other children live. That's the most disgusting, low, selfish stuff you can do. Because I want to do what you want me to do, which is bury my child. I don't ask anyone for anything. I have a business and I still don't ask anyone for anything. Why? Because I feel like you shouldn't have to give anything to receive anything. And growing up like that made me very independent, and that's why they hate it now. You can't do the worst things possible to people and then jump back and say, oh, God forgave me, so you have to too. You can't play with
that's Jedidiah. That is Jedidiah. You even hear him talk about, okay, whoever's enemies with this person, I need you guys to call me no matter if we had issues. This is the toxicity. And it goes on a lot in the Black community as well, in the families. I have it on my mother's side of the family where they be toxic as hell. They come talk to you like, hey, what you doing? I be like, yo, y'all toxic. Like, you literally was just lying and causing issues, and now you're just talking regular. This is a Jedidiah. These are the dynamics that we have to break in our community.
God.
Cut the
hand off. You can't play with the will of God. You can't play with karma in the universe. I don't even have to talk about God. You as a human.
Thank you.
You shouldn't do other humans like that. And I could say, a whole lot of things about a whole lot of things, but the Bottom line is my child is dead. He's not coming back. And at no point in time did anyone from my mother's side of the family reach out and say, how can we repair the deep wounds that we've inflicted so we can be family? If you really want something to heal and you really, really are a pastor and you really, really fear God's judgment, the hardest thing for you to do is forgive your enemies if they really are your enemies. But don't make me an enemy because I don't agree with the things that you all cover up under the guise of God forgives me for this. You can't keep doing that to people. You can't keep duping people, frauding people, scamming people, and thinking it's okay. It's not cool. It's not cool. And sooner or later, I don't know who can get on, a live platform of 30,000 people and pretend to commit suicide. I don't know people that do stuff like that. And it's a real dark ass place to feel like you don't want to live no more, to feel like you don't have no hope and have no family, and to exploit that shit.
That's what I was saying though. That's why I wouldn't play that, and I never really tried to use that at ammo against Jedidiah, because that was just really hard to process. You're supposed to be in the deepest, darkest spot that you're in, and you're literally recording yourself doing it. That's telling me that you have deep down issues where you really need attention. Like your mama have not been there for you, so you want to pay attention to me. Why would you do that? And that's really deep and dark. And then you would want other people to see that? He's demented. He's demented.
I'm telling y'all, I don't have nothing to say about it. That's positive.
Me either, baby. I understand.
What should be put out there is at 14 years old, my son got acceptance letters into college. What should be put out there is that at 14, my son started a sock drive for homeless people. We have been bullied in my family too long. Them marching my child up in front of hundreds of people to pray gay demons out of him. And the cry I heard on the other side of the phone when doctors are telling me you're going to die was the hardest thing I ever had to hear. And for a little bit of comic relief, I did say, I'm going to take their damn pictures up to the radiation flow so I can get strong enough and evil enough to beat their ass. But for what? I'm going to end up in jail. My son's...
My baby, so she was going through a sickness, and that's probably why her family was stepping in to help her. They were making it seem like she was bipolar, she was crazy, all types of stuff. Now you hear what she says. She says she was hurting to hear them saying that they were trying to perform an exorcist on her son. What the is going on in Jedidiah's family? So that's what I told you. Something demonic is going on here. Right there shows you that it's some type of witchcraft or some shit going on, and I'm not lying. She just said that they tried to cast demons out of her son when they should have been trying to cast demons out of Jedidiah and his mother. I said it.
Still gone, and he still is profiting off of lies. How can you actually say that you took a bipolar woman, destitute woman's child, and raised him as your own, and now you're going to kill yourself because he really committed suicide, and less than 24 hours later, you on damn Facebook begging for money again. If y'all can't see what is going on, then I don't know what else to tell you. But I'm not willing to let the memory of my child be bullied. I'm not. And y'all can call it what you want. You can call me what you want. Actually, you can meet me anywhere you go, and you can say it to my face. But you're not going to laugh on my child's legacy. He did not commit suicide. He was not hurt or,
Okay, well, let me clarify. She's saying that he did not. And I have ran with the narrative that was put out there by Jedidiah in several repetitive narratives. So I will correct myself based on the mother. This is why we listen to everything. I never will listen to the whole video of this because I didn't want to hear it. When I first listened to this, I heard a little bit. I stopped because I didn't want to hear bad stuff about Jedidiah. It couldn't have been true. It just couldn't have been true. So I didn't listen to all of this. But now I go back and reevaluate this with new lens. I hear more and more. Yeah, let's finish this. And I apologize, ma'am, for this going out, saying your son committed suicide. But if he did not, how did he die in a pond? Jedidiah. And I'm going to turn around.
Place or, he, at 14 and 15-year-olds, boys bug up against their mama. And that's what happened last year when I found out I was really, really sick. So in order for me to keep him from even our surroundings, I moved to Arizona to save my life and for his. That's how much I love my child.
Now, that doesn't sound like familiar. Then what happened with TD Nut? Now, I'm not saying that mother listening to her, she sound like she is off. Like two screws are loose of everything falling out. But does this sound remarkably similar? That's why I said what he's doing is demonic. This is an energy harvesting thing for him. This is what they do. His mother is a witch. They was casting out demons out of this little boy. For what?
And I asked him, what is your problem? What's wrong? You're acting a fool. What is your problem? I just don't understand why certain people won't love me. And I have to have the very sad conversation with my child that it's too many people that love and respect and would rather die for you to be crying over the people that don't. I spent 30 years doing it. I'm not going to let you spend another second doing it.
She probably had him around toxic ass family who was not valuing him as a kid and, you know, taking out the hate that they have for her on them. I have family that's just like that. But they're opposite. What they'll do is try to manipulate my child against me and end up seeing that they stupid. You know what I'm saying? But this is what happens in the black community. But this seems like what the son was going through as far as not feeling accepted and loved. But she had them around them. And I'm going to say as a single mother, I had to do that too. When I was in nursing school, I had to send my kids with my father. And I'm telling you, my father was not a father to me. And then my stepbrother and sister, my stepbrother was mean to my kids. So psychologically, that did something. You see what I'm saying? And I had to really, really make sure that they knew that I was there for them. I was on the phone with them every day on Zoom, helping them with their homework, you know, because of the separation. So it's a lot that goes on, just kind of talking about the dynamics of this particular situation.
And he was fine. So, you know, coming back to being fine and getting introduced to his home friends, the home he's been in all his life, because I moved from Chicago 17 years ago. It was just a joy for me to see him reconnecting and really focusing on his future and where him and Anna was going to go for college and, you know, what gang him and Dakota was going to build and how he was going to sneak up to Arizona and kidnap, you know, freaking Frank, I call him. But I'm not going to let that boy say that my child committed suicide because he was anything. My child was happy. He was a dancer, you know, and I let him be him and be free to be him. And if I'm going to hell for that, oh well. I shouldn't have to address this shit at all. I shouldn't. I'm not in a space to even care about anyone else's grief or.
So the narrative that Jedidiah tried to push with this young man was that he was struggling between this is it. That's what I'm saying. It's demonic, and Jedidiah has something to do with this allegedly. He's the narratives that he pushed. Now you see more of this story. This boy went to the Chicago side of the family just because his mother needed help. His mother was sick, going through stuff, and he was going through a rebellious phase. It looks like Jedidiah and his family came to help, and Jedidiah played a role as his father, allegedly. But it was some seeds being put into this child that he didn't feel accepted. Why is he going to his mother saying, they don't love me, why people don't accept me? But in the same instincts, you hear her saying that, oh, he was a dancer, this, that, and the third. So Jedidiah tried to make it seem like this boy was struggling with being gay. And this is why he did it. But what really is confusing to me is that you're bisexual. You've been bisexual. You're out. You're doing your whatever. You don't care. Why were you able to help coach this young boy and say, hey, you are who you are. Love yourself. I'm this. Not, you know. Like, it's just weird that it would psychologically impact this young boy to the point that you're saying that he had to commit suicide, but you have the same lifestyles and tendencies, and he was under you. And mom is saying that it was not suicide. Do you see the problem in this? Do you? This is why we will never forget this. I'm never forgetting this, Jedidiah. Something is seriously wrong with you, and it stops. It's going to stop today, bitch. I'm the El Stoppo. It's enough. You're not going to do this no more to the black community. Not your family, not no one. Every single fucking time. I don't care how many IP addresses I have to change. I have to hide under. Bitch, I'm going to talk and tell everything. Anything you do, I will tell. You should have never came after me. Go ahead, ma'am. Finish talk, okay? Because we're getting a better perspective of this. Because the last time I watched this, I was a little bit spiritually blinded because I wanted Jedidiah to be good. I wanted him to be the good guy.
Guilt if you're trying to outgrieve a mother. I don't understand it. The antics got to stop. And I can't see because I'm in Indiana and I'm blocked for everything, but it's disheartening to wake up out your sleep to 5 million text messages and screenshots of people telling me it's back at it again.
Block her,
Back at it again.
but has a GoFundMe for her.
I would seriously advise y'all not to invest money, time, love, invest prayers. You want to invest something in them, invest in prayers. I'm out of prayers and I'm out of being quiet. Like, it's only so much you can be humble before you snap. And it's just a bunch of stunts, a bunch of lies, a bunch of attention grabbing. Watch this hand so you won't see me stealing out of this hand ass stunts. And I'm not going to let it happen in my child's name. Child didn't commit suicide. He is not my child's father. He's his second cousin. And y'all stop giving him money because he's crazy as hell. If he was really, about to commit suicide on a 72-hour hold, you better believe that fool wouldn't be on Facebook 12 hours later.
Asking for money.
And I'm not perfect. I've had PTSD for the longest time. I can't even stand around certain men that look certain ways because I'm thinking, they out to do something to me. That's not crazy. So if you're going to label mental illness as that, you do it. But he has some real serious problems.
Thank you, because I'm the same way, sis. Once I figure out that a man is an abusive bitch, I don't have nothing to do with you. I'm 10 feet pole. Like, that's like post-traumatic stress for me. I feel you. That ain't bipolar. That is just making sure that your self-defense is up, baby. Let them lie. Let them lie and say that you have to be around abuse. This is what toxicity do. This is what the fuck they do. But she's telling y'all what he did.
And I'm not even at liberty to disclose them all because I ain't finna get sued for slander. But please know the facts are the boy is a liar. Point blank period. My child is not his. He never took care of him. My child never lived with him. I ain't never been destitute and bipolar and crazy enough not to ever take care of any of my children. And I have custody of them. And that's it. 2 kids. That's it. That's it. Ain't no selling kids on the black market. And I'm a double degreed business owner and a human rights commissioner in my town. I don't have time to be playing no games with people that just want to use my son to say, I watched the video and it flipped so many times. I really didn't know what the purpose of the damn thing was, but reporters called me this morning to tell me it wasn't even no damn bullets in the gun. So you steady playing about stuff it's not nothing to laugh at. And me keeping myself safe and away from inappropriate behavior with little boys is my God-given constitutional goddamn right as a mom.
Ooh. So you hear what's coming out. She was trying to put in him whatever behavior was going on. She said, I support my baby being a dancer, but I'm not going to support that. So something was going on with that side of the family and the sexualism of this young man. This is what I'm hearing. Jedidiah, who's so disturbed about the TD McNutt case that you're ready to fight people again, physically go hunt them down and about to get another lawsuit. Okay, do y'all hear this? This is, I pray, I don't want this lady to have to come back out, but she needs to come out and tell the rest of this, because I promise you people need to see this, because what Jedidiah is doing is energy harvesting, because he did this. He did this. I believe he did something to this young boy. From what I'm hearing, I believe he did something to him sexually, and it really was not good. And then something happened, and they try to make it seem like it's suicide. And mom is saying no.
To do if I feel like you're molesting children.
Woo!
If I feel like you're molesting children.
Let's go
I ain't
back.
even got to know it.
I'm going to shut up.
And me keeping my child safe and away from inappropriate behavior with little boys is my God-given constitutional goddamn right as a mom to do if I feel like you're molesting children. If I feel like you're molesting children. I ain't even got to know it for sure.
Thank you.
Call it what you want. Call me what you want.
Wow.
I don't care. It wasn't even 5 hours after I was notified that my child was dead when it came up here bothering me. Taking pictures on top of cars at angles of their grief in the streets. Following and screaming in my yard.
So we have to learn a little bit more about this story if it was to ever come out, okay? It seems like this little boy was unalived or suicide while he was in the custody of Jedidiah's family and some type of connection to Jedidiah. They talked about sexualism and the behavior not being accepted by mom, basically saying, no, he's not going to be humping and chumping on little boys, but I accept that he's a dancer. And then you have Jedidiah saying that he was struggling with being gay and basically he unalived himself. Now I will understand, having a mother that don't accept that, but she loves you. As far as having actual relationships and bringing that type of things into the house, I have said this. It is a hard boat because I'm Caribbean. We don't play none of that fuckery. But I know if my son was to ever, we had this conversation because he was like, yo, if that was to ever happen, you would be like, disown me, all types of stuff. And I'm like, it's not the point that I would totally disown you, but that lifestyle will not be accepted in this house. Like, you're not going to bring a man in here and kiss him and be all up on him. And especially if I have grandkids and people around, that's just not what it is. You're welcome to come in and do what you need to do. He can, if he's not going to be acting in a sexual manner. And that's what happens with a lot of our people who live that life. They believe that they can push that on to people around them, and that's not what we want to see. So I can understand mom being in the struggle, but loving her son. She's like, yo, I support everything you do. And that's what I support everything, but just not that. And we should not have to, because we are women of the Bible. If you read the Bible, you understand the Bible, you internalize the Bible, that is against nature and God. If everybody went that way, we won't have babies. We will have test tube babies that they're trying to make. Do you understand that's part of transhumanism? I'm just going to the left. I had to sympathize with mom, because it looks like that's what Jedidiah and his family was trying to do with this young boy, push him into these behaviors. And and it could be very confusing. My thing, I would have said, practice, focus on being a child. Focus on finishing high school. Focus on your talents. Don't focus on this sexual urge. Where did this come from? Do you see what I'm saying? And these are the things that we really have to address now. This particular live was not to, just address what we just talked about. I just wanted to bring it to him so you can see the foundations of why I had to talk about Jedidiah and expose Jedidiah. I do hope that this live has basically informed you on a lot of things that you may have not known about. We do not need to be giving Jedidiah any money to do any fake investigation. I don't think that content creators should tie themselves to him, because it's very dangerous. He is very fickle. His gang stalkers, if you say anything that they think is against him, they're going to try to sabotage your page and come after you, i.e. as what he said, he is doxing people. We have proof, Miss Sheila, that you are doxing people too. And that's why I said, as long as you keep bothering me and my system of streaming is fucked up now, and I know it's related to y'all, I'm going to go for broke, and y'all never going to get enough of me, because y'all met the right fucking enemy. So I'm letting you know that this will be a last video, because he doesn't mean that much to me, and I pray that this get out far enough for people to see who he is. But I will be continuing to write to the Attorney General, the FBI, Consumers Protections about him. And now I'm going to follow up with the cyberbullying, because I did not have total proof of the cyberbullying because everything was so subliminal. But bitch, I got a lot of proof now, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to show them that you're using this platform to cyberbully, and that platform may be in the same predicament as your fucking best friend, Frank. He lost his page. You know why? He called the wrong black woman a nigger. Because I was the first Frank called the nigga. So the people who coming over my page and I'm getting all of these views because of Frank, it's because God got me. He called me a nigga. He called me all these names, and I just humbled myself and I fell back. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to handle this righteously. So shout out to Chronicle Speaks, to all of the content creators who is doing this from a righteous standpoint, critical thinking standpoint, and lobbying people together to garnish information that can be forward to the public officials but not made a public skeptical. I don't think that we should drag these kids down to the pits of hell like Jedidiah is about to do. As you're going to see, he's going to go fight with this father. He's going to take this personal. He's going to say it's about him. And then he's going to say he is the person that put light on this. It's going to be all of this. And y'all going to come back to this video and y'all going to say she was right. So as time goes on, I'll probably have more to disclose with you guys. Shout out to Amir. I know you had that lawsuit against him. You're going to kick ass just like I did, where we be banging out on these scammers. You know what it is. So with that goes to say, hit the like button, and hopefully I can get up in about 4 hours so I can do Grace in the morning. Because guess who got locked up? Prince Andrew. And I do believe Trump ass will be going to jail too. Maybe not next, but that motherfucker gotta go. With that being said, I love you guys. I'll see you in a couple hours. I'm about to go get some rest. Hit the like button. Let's go. Jedidiah, I want war. The war will never end with this Levi. Tell your mother keep praying on me, and I'm sending it back. Tell the people who try to run me off the road that they didn't get me.